Episode 5 of Invincible is finally out, and it might have just broken the internet. After releasing probably the worst Invincible episode yet, Amazon actually succeeded in redeeming themselves this week. There's plenty to talk about, so let's start. So the worst, and the only truly bad scene here is the intro, specifically the parts from episode 4. Okay, that's enough slandering, I'll not do it anymore. Nolan and Alan are finally here on the Earth, and they're trying to recruit Mark to join in the Viltrumite war. Not only that, but Nolan also tries to tie up some loose ends, and the task he set up for himself is kinda impossible. I really have no idea what he'd need to do to get Debbie back. Or maybe... Spoiler, he didn't do that. Nonetheless, the dialogue was pretty powerful. Obviously, omni-man didn't succeed here. He kinda made it only worse when he said he didn't love the mother of Oliver, whom Debbie had to take care of for a couple of years. Although really, there is nothing he could say that would have made it better. And of course, he finally got an answer to the most awaited question.
Am I still your pet?
You never were.
By the way, is there a lore reason why Debbie's fingernails are color of skin? Yeah, it's obvious they cut corners here. The same angles repeat 2 times, which reminds me of the cases where the game is waiting for you to make a choice, infinitely. Although at the end, they kinda show off with the animation, I'll give him that. Then there's the tech jacket introduction, and yes, she is the prettiest character so far. Stop posting about this. Oh yeah, and there's already of her. It wasn't even a day. That's probably because she looks like Marionette from Ladybug, whatever. There's also the drama that in the comics she used to be a male. I didn't really see any problem with that, because I didn't read them. Her introduction is hard carried by the song, by the way. She just fights a random gorilla and that's it. Yeah, the song carries. Then there's the art scene, where he criticizes Omni-Man's costume, says he will not make another one, forces Nolan to leave, refuses to elaborate further, almost dies from fear. They all finally leave, and Cecil's the MVP here.
They're leaving.
Shh. Don't jinx it.
I wish he said that when Conquest left. Oh, and before they leave, Eve doesn't say she's pregnant. Yup, that's for season 5 probably. Alright, the final and most important part. Conquest, Lucan, and whoever you are, take a rematch. And the first thing that comes to mind here is Oliver, who massages old veterans' back, acts as an anti-stress toy, and almost gets the Red Rush treatment. For the most part, he's just a liability here. It only ever serves as a bait. Then there are Alan and Nolan, and genuinely I thought they would be stronger. That was a 3 versus 5 fight, and they didn't have the edge at all. Alan doesn't just beat them up, even though he kinda was shown superior to Anissa. And Nolan doesn't do much better either, even though he's a high-tier Viltrumite. As a matter of fact, all he ever does is like 3 punches, and that's all of his contribution. It's kinda weird how the fights have to be somewhat balanced, and yes, I'm aware there were reinforcements on the Viltrumite side, but those only came in later. Well, whatever. At least Nolan vs. Conquest was great. Oh no, it wasn't. There was no fight. And finally, the peak of the episode. Mark vs. Conquest round 2. It's probably the most bizarre, weirdest, I don't know whether in a good or a bad way, and horrifying fights there are. It's absolutely unlike everything before. The animation style is more cartoonish and chaotic. Like, what is this? Conquest also produces no sounds at all. And of course, there is this. I'll be honest, I could not watch this. I could take any other scene from Invincible, but this is too much. The fact that Conquest pulled his guts for so long, like a clown pulling handkerchiefs out of his mouth, is just gut-wrenching. I'm editing right now, and I literally cannot do it. My fingers are numb. I cannot look at this. By the way, was this a reference to this spaghetti scene? Yummy. Reminds me of this transition from Breaking Bad. Truly cinematic and immersive experience. By the way, the fact that Conquest did this either proves he's a sick f***, or he's just dumb as hell. I think it's the first, because that's who he is anyway, and I don't think anyone could expect that after this, Mark would be able to hold his choke for longer, but how about you just break his hands? Isn't that easier? Hello? I guess he just wanted to inflict as much pain as possible, even on the viewers. As for Conquest's death, I really hope he's not dead yet. He was the best villain, even though he was only for 2 episodes. Come on, let him be. Cecil and Mark are gonna have a pretty interesting discussion, by the way. Who knew Conquest had a twin brother? Side quest. So the question that interests everyone is this the best episode so far? And I'm ready to say it, no. There are at least 2 good contenders that you can argue are better. That would be Season 3 Episode 7 and Season 3 Episode 8. I think the second one is a stronger contender, so this time I'll compare I Thought You'd Never Shut Up and Give Us a Moment. The first thing that comes to mind is the animation, and the difference is unfair. The first Conquest fight was the best long animated sequence in all of Invincible. The lighting, the 3D and unusual angles usage are all yet to be beaten, probably by some drag scenes, as shown in the trailer. The stylization of the rematch doesn't help its cause either. Then the first battle is also better emotionally. I don't really like that they don't talk throughout the second one at all. Conquest doesn't produce a single sound. I don't know, there's not much chemistry. There's also the fact that Conquest is not alone in the rematch. I don't know, it takes away that feeling that he's the big solo boss. He has 2 goons and a lot more goons. He himself doesn't feel as impactful as he used to. There's also the fact that the first fight was the season finale, and the second one was mid-season. Obviously Mark wouldn't die mid-season, at least because there's a scene in the trailer where he's alive, and that scene takes place later, supposedly. So that makes it less impactful. Logically, it's also pretty one-sided. Conquest lost both times because he was arrogant. But in the first case, he simply didn't know Eve can cook a medium rare steak that well. In the second one, Mark just survives this. Everything other than the fights goes to the new episode though. I really like those dialogues. So overall, I'd say the new episode is great, just not to the degree some people think it is. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see you sometime.